Okay, so I'm quickly go through here and show you how to actually customize your trading view. So if you notice, if you look at trading view here, you have at the top up here, this is your pair. You can go here to actually type your signal or your symbol. And so if you have your USD JPY, or if you want to do EUR, JPY, you type it here and you just can hit enter. It takes you to that particular pair. Okay, so if you look over here to the left hand side, here's your tools that you can use. You can do the second one here is where you find your trend line. It's mostly what you'll use. That's why I have a star there. You have your horizontal line, which is that's why I have my star there. Sometimes I use my vertical line, not as much, and the ray. So I just put stars there because it'll actually show it up, and it's gonna be your favorites. Okay. Here you have the next one. You have your Fibonacci retracement is mostly what you're going to use here. So you can click here for your favorites. And as you go down, you have your boxes. I usually use my rectangle. This is where I'll make this area that I'm looking at, and I actually click there. If you would like to delete this, you can just right click and remove, or you can press it and press the delete button. Okay. Also, too, you have going down 1, 2, 3, 4. You have your text box. This is what I usually use here. So my text box, I click on there and I click anywhere on my screen. And this is where I can text and have this particular text box on here. You can change the color. You can do whatever you want to do. Okay. So going down to the next thing. In this particular thing, I use the Head and Shoulders and the Impulsive Wave, but this is going into advance. So I don't expect you guys to use this just yet. If you click down to the next one, this is where your long and short positions. This is where you see like these on the chart. Right here, you have, if it's going up, this is a buy position. And then that's your stop loss, okay? If you have the short position, this is where you're going to have your sell. So basically, you're measuring the stop loss. So wherever your stop loss is going to be, and then down here is your sell position. If you pay attention to right here where it says risk to reward ratio, whenever you place your stop loss and your risk to reward, you want this to be over 3. Okay, so that means 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, like that. So these are the different tools you can use on here. Okay. Moving down, here you have the price range. This right here actually shows you, if I click here and carry this up, this actually shows you exactly how many pips, if you look right here. 73 pips will take me from here to here. So basically, these are some small tools that you can use here on TradingView. Okay, now, here going down, you have your arrows and other things. Like say if you just want to write in your chart, you want to show us what you're talking about, you can click those arrows here. Okay, if you like to put another arrow, you can right click and do clone, and you can just take it over to the next one. And these are arrows you can use. Okay, but sometimes you just can play around. If you go up here to the top, you notice these numbers here. If you click here, it just shows you, like, you can put your favorites. So maybe, say for instance, you want your 5 minutes to show, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hours, and daily. You will highlight these as your favorite, and this is how it shows up right here. So you won't have to go in and click. If you look here, here is your other types of candles and lines, whatever you like to use. And per se, I use candles. I used to use Hakanashi. I use lines sometimes now and Rankos. Okay, so you can just highlight those. But if you're new, I'll just stick to the candles and the line. All right, moving down to the next thing would be our indicators. If you press here, the indicators, this is where you find indicators. So if you was looking for what we're using, which is the high and low, higher high, the live strategy will be here, and you can just click on here and it actually come up in your favorites. And you can just click here and then your actual indicator will show up. Okay, if this is the indicator you was looking for. Okay, you can go over here to the side. These are where your indicators will be. If you was trying to take this off your screen, you will go right here to the eye and actually hit the eye and it'll hide it. So that means that you don't want to have to see, what's going on. Okay. So that is how you do that. All these other different things, I don't too much use them, which is not financial. Templates is like you want to save the way this looks. You can save it. You have alert where you can put your alerts on your chart. Make sure you're putting the right thing. So if you're looking for a particular area or you're looking for one of your indicators, I'll have another video posted on how to actually set your alerts. Here is your replay button here. All you're doing is actually taking the replay button and clicking it somewhere. And I actually do a video on this as well. And you'll hit the play button and actually will play back what you said take off. Okay. All right. So how do you delete these things off your screen? You can either click them and press the delete button on your keyboard, or you can go down here to the trash can on the left-hand side here and push the delete button. Okay. So you may ask, how do you get your screen to look like this? You can right click and go down to settings. Okay, go down to settings. If you go to symbol, which is your first one, I have mine's blue and black. You do not have to have yours blue and black. You can keep them red and green. Okay, that is fine. All right. So now you're going to go down to status line. It's going to stay the same here. If you go down to scales, it's going to have here. I have my high and low price labels. That's because over here it tells me my high and low in those particular areas overall. Okay, they change per time frame. Okay, appearance, you click here. My background is solid. That means I don't have any lines in it, and I wanted it white. Now I can change it to black, and it changes to black. Okay, I can do white. Okay. Also, you want to change your vertical lines to white. If you're going to use white, you can change them all to white because that makes it clear. Okay. Now, if you want to go back and let's say you want to change this to gray, that means you make sure your vertical lines and your horizontal lines are gray as well. So now it's very clean on your background. Okay. Also, I like to use my watermark, which is here at times because I get to see this pair in full face actually when I post it. Okay. So watermark can go there. You can take it on and off. Now, some people have problems looking at these numbers on the side and say they are too big or too small. So you can go right here and actually say how big you want them. You can make them bigger if you can't see, and then you can make them even smaller if you can see far off. Okay. So I like to keep mine like 12. Those are what that's used for. All right. And so basically those are the most simplest things that you're going to have to use. Okay. Events. These are things in trading that you can use if you were using Tradingview to be your particular thing. So don't worry about those. All right. And you can also go down here you can save a template and you can name it something, or you can just actually say, okay, and it has your background this way. Okay. Now, going up here to the top, select layout. You can actually monitor 2 different pairs on your screen. Okay. So if I'm on this chart, I'm going to click here and this is EURJPY. But if I want to see something on this chart and I'm watching 2 pairs, and this may be a little bit more advanced, I can go here and click on what pair I want and type it there. Now this shows me 2 different types of charts. Okay. Now go back up to here, back to the top, select layout, and go back to 1. It shows you the whole chart. All right. Now, when we ask you to send us your chart layouts after you do that, what you do is you go up here to your camera button, you take a picture, and now your image URL is there, so you can copy it, and now you can post it or paste it wherever we ask you to paste it. All right. So let's go here, and I want to show you something real quick. Let's go to high number level 1 hour, and we want to do our homework today. So basically, what happens here? You do your text box, and you go here, and say, for instance, I'm going to start here. I'm going to say this is my low, okay, and I want to text this to myself to try to figure out what I want to see. I click here, I put there. All right. Now I go here and click here. I say hi. Okay. So now you know that when I'm here, this is my low, this is my high, and now I'm waiting on this. And so this low is higher than this low. So this is a lower high. All right. So once we have a lower high, now we can actually say this is our higher high. And so basically what you're doing is you're using these text boxes to actually show what you're doing. So basically this came back and corrected here. So now we have another what? Lower high, which now I can clone it. I click on it and I right click and click clone. And I go up here and I actually go to lower high. Okay. So now when this retraced it back here and then surpassed my low, I know that this was going into a buy per se. Okay. So this is just an example real quick of how you can actually put your text boxes on your computer and you can use Tradingview. So I hope this all helped and see you soon.